Tonight, from San Antonio, Texas, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the home team taking on the New York Giants.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the New York Giants and our home team. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners are 4 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Ready to get us started here, Riley Patterson. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good start. 1 play, 10 yards. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now Lance's throw taken in by Wayne here. To throw again on second down. Lance. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Bishop. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Up the middle they go. It's Bishop. And he will have a Giants first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And now they'll throw with Lance. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. From the 25 on second down, Lance, and incomplete. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Now Lance. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bishop. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. On 2nd and 12, Lance. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Cade York on now for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. York able to send this one through, and the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
On 1st down, Reeves. He finds his man, complete. It's Flowers. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. To throw on 2nd down, Reeves. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Reeves. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Reeves. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Reeves. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Back to throw again. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Reeves. And now another one thrown incomplete. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board.
Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And the Texans scoop it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Reeves over the middle, complete. That's Flowers. And he's going to get this down near the 25. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Operating from the gun, Reeves. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Reeves. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely did they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line collected victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. So the drive there took 6 plays and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Taking it about the 1. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
On second down, it's Bishop. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. To throw, it's Lance. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Lance to throw it. And that is incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Texans will take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. On 1st and 10, Reeves. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time not quite to the 30, it'll be down at the 31-yard line. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Now it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Reeves throwing the out route and complete. It's Flowers. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Reeves. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 13-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. On 3rd and 2, Reeves. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Patterson's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
New York set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run the counter. Bishop. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bishop. And he will have a Giants first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Bishop. We'll get this to about the 38. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Bishop. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. From the 31, Lance. A throw over the middle, caught by Bryant. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 13-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy.
And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. And Lance going to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants have cut it back within a score.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 64 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Throwing on 1st down, Reeves. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 37. 11 yards for number 11. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Reeves. And he'll be brought down at the 27. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
On first down, Reeves got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Up the middle they go. McGee, 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Reeves. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now a handoff up the middle. Bishop, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Giants are once again back in front. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run. So much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On 1st and 10, Reeves. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week, as his first one here's away. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Lance. On the move to his left. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 1st down is Lance. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. To throw on 2nd and 10, Lance. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
Throwing on first down. Reeves. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 3 yards remain for second down. Back to throw. Reeves. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Giants are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. On play action, Lance. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Second and 12 now at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Bishop. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. Lance now to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Ready, 33, yellow.
Lance now on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
On second down now. It's Bishop, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
On first down, Lance. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man here, it's Bryant. And the Giants are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Now a handoff up the middle. Bishop. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
York now for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Lance looking to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Up the middle they go. It's Bishop. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Working with a 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Lance. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Lance. And the ball is knocked out, but I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lance. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Bishop, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Lance now on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Well, good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. To throw again, Lance. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Bryant. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Here we go, 45, right.
Working from the gun, Lance out to his left. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Looking to throw. Lance. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. From 6 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because You have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point by York is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 154 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
First down. Reeves over the middle. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's a give up the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They stop short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Chase Young. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. 3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They got 8 yards out of it, but they're still left with a 4th and goal from a ways out.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. Fourth quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good. Patterson's kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
And the Giants send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. $39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
To throw on 2nd down, Reeves. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Chase Young able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
The Texans on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Reeves. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Bryant with a catch right side. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Lance. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Lance. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will have a Giants first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now Lance again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Lance to Boyle here over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 37. Give them 18 on the play.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Lance sliding out of the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
To try again after the sack. Lance. And they'll work this down inside the 30. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Following the fumble recovery, Reeves. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. From From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. Off the play fake. Reeves. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
They'll try and run for it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Defense.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Operating from the gun, Reeves. And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. To throw on 3rd down, Reeves. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Well, 207 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Every eye in the stadium locked in on Riley Patterson. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And he got it. He puts it through, and it's the ultimate capper to the regular season. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out in the end. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the home team here, they do get that 10th win of the year as they finish up at 10-7 overall. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it could be a potentially devastating loss as they finish with a mark of 9-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure.